I don't know what your fellow officers are filling your head up with, Ryan, but I have no interest in protecting Ian Rain, I assure you.
Great, then you won't mind if I do a little
Well,
search.
to tell you the truth, actually, I do. Yes, in my continuing quest for respectability, I find it best to observe the intent and even the letter of the law. So I'm afraid you'll have to come up with a search warrant, laddie.
I don't have time for a search warrant, Carl.
So you are going after Victoria?
No, I am going after Ian Rain. So why don't you do us both a favor and turn him in?
A man cannot be responsible for unexpected visitors, can he? Now, next time, I really am going to insist on seeing that search warrant. You can come out, Mr. Rain. My son has left. I'd give it a moment until he has time to leave the building. Good. My son is a very dedicated officer. He'll be back soon.
Is there another way out of here?
Yes, well, I designed this place. So there would be. Come on, I'll show you. You see that door at the end of the corridor? Down there, and that'll take you to the stairwell in the back of the building. Take care of yourself, Mr. Rain.
We haven't finished, Mr. Hutchins.
Of that, I have no doubt.
Stop right there, Rain! I said freeze! You set me up!
My son is tenacious. What can I say?
You are just like your father.
Aha, we live in hope. Not to worry, lad. You'll soon see whose side I'm on.
Got him cuffed, Mahoney? Get him the hell out of here. Read him his rights.
I'm a police officer.
Right. Ryan, are you all right?
Lovely Mrs. Winthrop. Shall I put the kettle on for some tea?
Morning, Mr. Rain. Like a cup of coffee?
No.
Okay. Listen, I've arranged a meeting for you with the public defender.
I'll be defending myself.
I wouldn't advise that. Okay, suit yourself. If you change your mind, give me a call.
I won't. Are we finished now? I told you I didn't want Paulina involved in this.
She's a material witness.
You can charge me with whatever you want. Just leave her alone.
It's not a possibility.
She's innocent.
Don't.
She's going to testify.
Ian, I'm sorry.
What's with this guy? Doesn't seem to be concerned about anything that anybody thinks about him.
I just hope he doesn't say something incriminating. Without a lawyer around, he could do himself in.
Shouldn't be here.
I have to testify.
No. It won't work.
I'll take that chance.
Listen to me. You can't tell him anything about you helping me.
You can't do this.
I am doing it, Jake. It was a mistake for you to follow me
You
here.
just gotta listen to me for one
I am
minute.
doing what I think is right, something you wouldn't understand.
You are making a big mistake.
Let go of me.
Get your hands off her!
You want to get flattened?
Listen, you're the one she should stay away from.
What's going on here? Who are you? What are you doing in my courtroom?
My name is Jake McKinnon, Your Honor. I'm with Paulina.
His choice, not mine, Your Honor.
Were you called to testify in this case, Mr. McKinnon?
No, but
Then I must insist that you leave immediately.
That's fine, I'll go. He's gonna make you tear your hair out before this is finished.
Mr. Rain, I hope this exhibition wasn't a preview of how you intend to conduct yourself in my courtroom.
No, Your Honor, I apologize. I came to Miss Corey's defense.
Better worry about your own defense. You're in a lot of trouble with the current charges.
Must I keep these cuffs on?
After that behavior, it seems prudent. Is your attorney here?
I will be speaking on my own behalf.
Actually, Your Honor, there's been a change. I'll be representing Mr. Rain.
Mr. Cameron, I'm surprised. This case doesn't seem like it's your caliber.
I certainly hope you're not prejudging my client, Your Honor. I intend to see him go free.
Then you have your work cut out for you. Please proceed, Mr. Cameron.
Thank you.
Sorry I'm late, Your Honor.
Now that the district attorney and counsel for the defense are both present, we can proceed with the arraignment.
This man is not my lawyer.
What?
I have never seen this man before in my life. He is not my lawyer.
I was retained by a friend of the family. Your Honor, if I could have a moment with my client, I could speak.
Very well. I suggest you get this matter cleared up, Mr. Rain. You are trying the court's patience. I will be in my chambers.
What are you up to, Cameron? He refuses a public defender, and suddenly the most expensive criminal lawyer in the Chicago area decides to donate his services?
This is a private conference, Counselor.
What the hell is going on here? Who hired you?
Sorry, I'm not at liberty to say.
Have you got anything to do with this?
No, I tried to get Cass to represent you, but I couldn't swing it.
Well, then who the...
Why would Carl hire a lawyer for you?
If he thinks I can be bought, he's wrong.
Ian, you do need a lawyer.
Don't you worry about me. Did Carl Hutchins set you up to this?
Look, you're on the ropes here, buddy. Now, you try defending yourself, and you'll wind up in state prison for 6 months to 6 years while you wait for extradition to Canada. By the time the U.S. and Canadian legal systems chew you up and spit you out, you'll be eligible for retirement.
You can retire right now as far as I'm concerned.
I can help you, Rain. I guarantee you'll walk out of here today if you let me represent you.
Who is paying you?
What difference does it make who pays my fee? The bottom line is I can help you walk.
I won't be indebted to anyone.
That's very noble. It's also very stupid. Listen, if you want to see the blonde woman again without bars in the way, you'll let me represent you. Now, it's your choice.
Counsel will approach the bench.
Your Honor, the state has compelling evidence that the defendant would flee the country.
This is outrageous.
He
Your
crossed
Honor.
the border into Canada after a warrant had been issued for his arrest.
The defense will show that there were extenuating
If
circumstances.
he's granted bail, he'll have no incentive to stay inside the United States.
Your
As
Honor-
a foreign national, his first inclination would be to repatriate.
Your Honor, my client only wants to clear his name. The court can hold his passports pending trial.
I rule that what happened in Canada, all the charges surrounding the alleged kidnapping, are irrelevant to this proceeding. Do you have anything else, Mr. Anderson?
The defendant resisted arrest on more than 3 occasions, endangering the life of a minor, using a 17-year-old girl as a shield in order to resist police custody.
The young woman refuses to testify against my client, and the prosecution knows it can't make that charge stick.
Is that the best you can do, Mr. Anderson?
Over a half-dozen charges of breaking and entering, grand theft auto, reckless endangerment.
Not one of those is cause for withholding bail.
Gentlemen, be seated. To ensure that the defendant does not flee the jurisdiction, it is the decision of this court that bail be set in the sum of $100,000.
Your Honor, I can't afford that kind of money.
Your Honor, I'd like to make arrangements to post a bond so that my client can be released this afternoon.
Until a trial date can be set.
Oh, this is a travesty. You think it was Carl?
The one I'm playing now is Ian. No, Rachel, don't, please, don't. Do you have any idea of what you've done, the pain you've caused this family?
I have no problem with you, Mrs. Corey. It's your late husband.
I took you into my family. I trusted you. You have repaid me by lying and stealing and endangering my family.
I never meant to hurt you or your family. I just took what was rightfully mine.
The key you stole belongs to my husband.
Mac Corey destroyed my father's work. He ruined his dreams and ended his life.
You better be able to prove that. No one maligns the memory of my husband.
Why did you make a deal with Carl?
I didn't.
Oh, right. And who's paying your bail, Ian?
I don't know.
Do you have any idea what you're doing to Rachel?
I never meant to hurt Mrs. Corey. She's a decent and loyal woman. Far too decent for Mac Corey.
Mac Corey was my father.
You never even met the man. All you know is what Rachel and the rest of the Coreys tell you.
Yeah, well, I can say the same about you and your father.
Oh, no, you can't. I knew my father. I was there when he died. I saw what Mac Corey did to him.
You know, when you go to trial, you're going to get a chance to defend yourself. You're not giving Mac even a fair hearing.
Come in, dear boy. Been expecting you. Would you care for some bubbly to celebrate your first appearance in front of the American courts?
No.
Don't want to celebrate? Oh, dear, what can the matter be?
Why did you hire the lawyer, and why did you pay for my bail?
Never look a gift horse in the mouth. The important thing is you're free until the trial. But with Cameron as your solicitor, you will, no doubt, beat the rap. As they say in prison.
I don't like being in debt. Especially to you.
Don't worry about it.
I'll pay you back any way I can.
Of course you will. I'm sure your word is worth its weight in gold.
I'd like to know why you're doing this. Why are you helping me?
I've already told you. We are on the same side. Our argument is with Mackenzie Corey and what he did to our respective fathers.
Your father and Mac Corey were responsible for the destruction of my father's life and work.
There's no need to shout, young man. None at all. You're mistaken. Mac did the very same thing to my father that he did to yours. Except, you see, he was a much tougher businessman than either of them. I mean, look at the pattern. He died rich. They died in penury and despair. But the sons never forget, do they? I find it very interesting that you and I have come together on this.
If you think I'm going to be partners with you, you're out of your mind.
Don't be too hasty, lad. Think about it. Am I not the only one who can help you get what you want? Now, show me the key that your father gave. I need to see the key your father gave you, and the one that belonged to Mac Corey.
Why?
Because it may help jog my memory. I am, remember, the only one who has any chance of finding this key.
All three keys are identical.
You're being a little overly protective, aren't you?
It's all I have left of him.
That is not him. That is a key. You carry him somewhere else. Show it to me. It's a very delicate shape, isn't it?
Did your father ever mention anything to you about my father's research?
Not that I can recall.
Did he ever give you a key that looked like this?
Definitely not.
Why should I believe you?
We share a common goal, you and I. You are determined to honor the dead. So am I. You want to redeem your father's reputation, as do I. I only wish that my own son were capable of your filial devotion.
When your father died, what did he leave you in his will?
Well, thanks to Mackenzie Corey, nothing but debts.
He must have left you something.
No. No, a few bits and pieces of furniture, not worth much. Papers, books, a chess set. My father loved chess. He was always looking for the perfect stratagem. Sometimes a little oblique, but always very effective. He taught me to weigh each and every move. The right move, a well-calculated move, will lead to certain victory, he always said. It's a lesson that I've always remembered.
What are you doing?
I'm putting into practice the lesson that my father taught me. Whatever it takes, and at all costs, capture the king.
You can't leave the country. You're out on bail.
If I don't leave, then I go to prison.
But you will be a fugitive. Not only from the police, but from Carl, too. You jump bail. And he will lose all the money he put up for you. He will not be happy.
I have no choice.
No choice? Of course you have a choice. Everyone has a choice. I am so sick of men and their destinies. I have to be rich. I have to be powerful. I have to find an answer. I have no choice. Take a nap.
Yes, well, I have to take a nap before I hit the road, of course, so...
I thought you needed another key. Where did you get that?
Carl,
You're really leaving?
your father. That's why you think it doesn't matter.
I'm not saying that you don't love him, but he had his life in.
And he gave me mine.
You will never make it to San Cristobal.
I have to try.
You're going to give up everything for a man who died so long ago.
For who he was. For what he could have given to the world. My father was this close to finding the cure of a fever that was wiping out entire tribes. I watched him save a friend of mine. Everyone thought he was dead. His mother was weeping over the body. And my father saved his life. If he had the chance, I know what he could have given to this world. I have to finish his work. I am his only chance. Do you understand that?
Yes. And I envy you.